So what we're going to do here is, in the next series of videos, we're going to look at the presidency of this man, Thomas Jefferson. And we'll begin by simply laying out the vision that he has for the United States of America. All right, so you need to understand that Thomas Jefferson is what history has called a Democratic Republican, but he would have used the phrase Republican, meaning he believes in a nation run under Republican principles, wherein the common people have more of a say in their federal government. And to that end, the federal government in and of itself shouldn't necessarily be larger than it needs to be. So the first thing to address is the fact that Jefferson believes in strict interpretation of the Constitution. Original intent might be another way of putting it. However, Jefferson was willing to bend when it suited his current political climate and his view of America. He was a theorist, but he was more than willing to combine theory with pragmatism. So he eliminated internal taxes in his first year as president. So the federal government will become funded solely based on land sales and customs duties. The federal budget is cut from $4 million to $2.5 million. He nearly cuts it in half, which is an astronomical amount. $40 million of the $82 million national debt is paid by 1810, which is 2 years after he left office. This is all his legacy. Strict interpretation. He made deep cuts to the military, but he also is going to found West Point, which is a military academy in upstate New York to train officers and engineers. He also will cut down the price of transportation costs to ease the burden on farmers. So he strictly interprets the Constitution, maybe he bends here and there. He wants to expand and thrive. Now, Jefferson was a bit like Washington in that he knew that the future was west. He never went west of Warm Springs, Virginia, but he always believed that's where the future of the United States lay. So when he got the chance to add to the United States, all right, when he got the chance to double it with the Louisiana Purchase, he took it, 100%. There were issues with whether or not it was legal, but he pressed ahead because it fit his agenda. He also, there's this vision of Jefferson as he thought we should be a nation of small, self-sufficient farmers. To a degree, it's not like he was against trade and commerce, but as a Virginia planter, he had a healthy suspicion of banking and finance, especially northern banking and finance as a southern planter. He did prefer the self-sufficient farmer who could produce everything he needed for himself. And this is consistent with the vision he had for his own plantation, Monticello. Now, obviously, Jefferson had more resources than the common farmer, but that simply is his vision for his America. Now, he is also willing to and wants to defend America. He sought to carry on the traditions of Washington and Adams by avoiding permanent military alliances with European powers, thus hopefully keeping us out of European conflicts, of which there are many. However, we do see that he is more than willing to aggressively defend American interests by using the military, as was the case in the First Barbary War, or economic coercion in the Embargo Act of 1807. So he wants to strictly use the wording of the Constitution to guide the country. He wants to expand the physical borders and give the people a chance to succeed, and he will defend American interests by whatever means he feels are necessary at the time.